Son's wife versus his parents. The most common family war in America. The scream tore through the quiet suburban cul-de-sac like a gunshot. Get out of my house! Sophia's voice cracked with raw fury as she stood in the doorway of the two-story colonial in Elmwood, Illinois, her hands shaking so badly the casserole dish she held nearly shattered on the porch. Inside, her husband Alex looked torn between two worlds, his face pale under the warm glow of the Thanksgiving lights. His mother, Linda Thompson, clutched her chest as if she'd been stabbed, tears streaming down her face. His father, David, stood rigid, jaw clenched, the vein in his forehead throbbing. "I carried you for 9 months," Linda whispered, her voice breaking. "I gave up everything for you. And this is how you let her treat us?" That single moment, Thanksgiving 2024, would fracture the Thompson family forever. What started as a small disagreement over cranberry sauce would end in years of silence, hospital rooms, and regrets that no one could ever take back. Welcome to the most common family war in America today, the silent, brutal battlefield between a son's wife and his parents. If you're a parent watching your son marry, or a daughter-in-law walking into a new family, this story might just save you from the same heartbreak, or at least help you understand the shocking truth so many discover too late. Chapter 1. The Perfect Son. Alex Thompson was the golden boy. Born in 1995 in the quiet town of Elmwood, just outside Chicago, he was the only child of David and Linda. David worked 30 years at the Ford plant before retiring early due to back problems. Linda had been a stay-at-home mom who poured her entire identity into raising Alex. Mom made every baseball game, every science fair, every scraped knee better, Alex would say with genuine warmth whenever friends asked about his close family. He grew up in a loving but tightly wrapped household. Linda planned his meals, organized his social life, and quietly steered his decisions. When Alex got into the University of Illinois, Linda cried for days, not just from pride, but fear. "Who's going to make sure he eats right?" she'd ask David at night. Alex met Sophia Reynolds during his senior year of college at a mutual friend's apartment party in Champaign. Sophia was everything his parents weren't prepared for: ambitious, independent, and unapologetically direct. A marketing major from a working-class family in Peoria, she had put herself through school on scholarships and part-time jobs. Her parents had divorced when she was 12. She learned early not to rely on anyone but herself. Their love story was the kind people posted about on Instagram. Alex fell hard for her sharp humor, her drive, and the way she made him feel like he could conquer the world without his mother's safety net. They married in 2021 in a beautiful outdoor ceremony at a vineyard near Galena. Linda smiled in all the photos, but those closest to her noticed the tight lines around her eyes. At the reception, Linda pulled Alex aside. "She seems strong-willed." "Just remember where home is, sweetheart." Sophia overheard. She said nothing then, but the seed was planted. Chapter 2. Cracks in the Foundation. The first 2 years of marriage were mostly peaceful on the surface. Alex and Sophia bought a modest starter home in Elmwood to be close to family, as David and Linda insisted. Alex worked as a financial analyst in Chicago, commuting an hour each way. Sophia landed a solid job at a digital agency downtown, but the tensions simmered. Linda visited unannounced at first. Then it became routine. She'd let herself in with a spare key they'd given her for emergencies, rearrange the kitchen cabinets, so it's easier for you, dear, and leave casseroles in the fridge with notes. Real food for my boy. Sophia tried to be gracious. She really did. But after a long workday, coming home to find her mother-in-law had reorganized her spice rack alphabetically and thrown out the expired turmeric she'd bought 2 weeks earlier was infuriating. "Mom's just trying to help," Alex would say, exhausted from defending both sides. "Help or control?" Sophia would counter. David wasn't much better. A traditional man who believed the husband should be the head of the house, he constantly offered unsolicited advice on finances, home repairs, and even how Alex should manage Sophia's long hours. "A wife's place is building the home," he'd grunt during Sunday dinners. By 2023, Sophia was pregnant with their first child. The news should have brought joy. Instead, it ignited open war. Linda immediately began planning the nursery. She bought a crib without asking, ordered monogrammed blankets with the Thompson family name, and announced she would move in for the first 6 weeks after birth to help. Sophia lost it. "This is our baby, our home. I want space to figure things out as a new mom," Linda cried to Alex for hours on the phone. "I'm being replaced. After everything I did for you, she's cutting me out." David told his son bluntly, "You need to put your foot down, son, before that woman ruins this family." Chapter 3. The Breaking Point. The baby arrived in spring 2024. Little Ethan James Thompson. A beautiful, healthy boy. What followed was a nightmare. Linda showed up at the hospital uninvited and tried to hold the baby first, pushing past Sophia's exhausted mother who had flown in from Peoria. Sophia, still in pain from a difficult delivery and hopped up on painkillers, snapped, "Get out. Now." Security was almost called. From that day, the Cold War turned hot. Linda posted passive-aggressive messages on Facebook about selfish daughters-in-law who think they invented motherhood. David stopped speaking to Sophia entirely. Family gatherings became minefields. Alex was caught in the middle, slowly crumbling. He loved his wife. He loved his parents. But the constant criticism from both sides was destroying him. He started drinking more, sleeping less, and snapping at everyone. Sophia felt isolated. Her own friends warned her, "This is classic. The son never fully leaves his parents." Then came Thanksgiving 2024. Sophia had spent days preparing a perfect meal, determined to host for once and set boundaries. Linda arrived with her own turkey, stuffing, and a list of criticisms. When Sophia asked her politely to let her handle the kitchen, Linda exploded. "You ungrateful little bitch! I've bitten my tongue for years while you stole my son." The screaming match that followed was legendary in the neighborhood. Neighbors later said they could hear it 3 houses down. Alex tried to intervene and ended up yelling at both women. David grabbed Linda and stormed out, but not before telling Alex, Choose her or us. That night, Sophia packed a bag and took Ethan to a hotel. Alex sat alone in the dark living room, staring at the uneaten meal, wondering how his perfect family had imploded. Chapter 4: The Shocking Truth. The months that followed revealed the shocking truth so many American families discover too late. According to countless therapists and family counselors and painful real-world statistics, the daughter-in-law versus parents-in-law conflict is one of the top reasons for estrangement in the United States today. Studies from universities and support groups show that nearly 30% of married adults report serious tension with in-laws, with the highest friction between mothers-in-law and daughters-in-law. Why? Because mothers like Linda often see their son's wife not as a new family member, but as a rival for the most important relationship in their life. Sons, conditioned from childhood to please their mothers, struggle with divided loyalties. Daughters-in-law, especially independent ones like Sophia, refuse to play the submissive role previous generations accepted. The result? Heartbreak on all sides. Alex tried counseling. Sophia went once, then refused when the therapist suggested she compromise more. Linda and David joined a support group for estranged parents and found hundreds of others in the exact same boat. Good, loving parents suddenly cut off from grandchildren because of that woman. By late 2025, Alex and Sophia's marriage was hanging by a thread. Ethan was caught in the crossfire, asking why Grandma didn't come over anymore. Sophia's resentment hardened into something colder. She changed the locks, blocked Linda's number. Then tragedy struck. Chapter 5: The Heartbreak No One Saw Coming. In February 2026, David suffered a massive heart attack. Alex rushed to the hospital in Chicago. Linda was already there, looking smaller and older than he'd ever seen her. When Alex walked in, Linda broke down completely. "I just wanted to be part of your life," she sobbed. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." David survived, but barely. The doctors said stress had played a major role. In the quiet hospital room with machines beeping, David looked at his son with tears in his eyes. Something Alex had never seen. "Most parents regret this," David whispered hoarsely. "We push too hard. We think we're protecting you, but we end up losing you. Don't make my mistakes, son. Fix it before it's too late." Alex drove home that night in the freezing rain, replaying every argument, every slammed door, every cruel word. He realized the shocking truth. His parents weren't villains. They were flawed, scared, aging people who loved him desperately but didn't know how to let go. Sophia wasn't a villain either. She was a young mother fighting for her own family's peace. But the damage was done. Sophia listened to his tearful confession that night, but shook her head. "I can't trust them, Alex. Every time I let them in, they try to take over. I won't let Ethan grow up feeling the same pressure you did." Chapter 6: Regret and What Remains. Today, in 2026, the Thompson family is a fractured shadow of what it was. Alex sees his parents twice a month, supervised visits where Sophia stays home. Linda is careful now, almost timid around her grandson. She brings gifts, but never stays longer than invited. David speaks little, but his eyes follow Ethan with heartbreaking longing. Sophia remains guarded. Therapy helps her some days. Other days, the resentment returns like a tide. She and Alex fight less about the in-laws now, but the shadow lingers over their marriage. Linda sits alone many evenings, looking through old photo albums, whispering to herself, "I should have welcomed her. I should have stepped back." Most parents regret it. They regret the power struggles, the unsolicited advice, the failure to see their daughter-in-law as a daughter instead of a threat. They regret losing years with grandchildren that can never be recovered. The shocking truth is this: love alone isn't enough. Without boundaries, respect, and the willingness to grow, even the strongest family bonds can snap. Closing note: if you're in this war right now, whether you're the son caught in the middle, the daughter-in-law building her walls, or the parents watching your child slip away, stop. Breathe. Choose communication over control. Choose humility over being right. Families are messy. Love is messy. But estrangement is a special kind of hell that leaves scars on everyone, especially the good luck. If this story touched you, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to this channel for more real-life family stories that matter. Turn on notifications. You never know which truth might save your family next. The war doesn't have to destroy you, but only if you choose, today, to end it.